let's try in here. See if we can get a better situation so that you can see me. Let's see here. Welcome to my all-purpose room. All right, lighting is better. Fabulous. Grab a prop to sit on. I have my little meditation cushion with me today so that your hips are relaxed and comfortable. Let's see if I can keep this closed. So that you're not focused on any portion of your body being uncomfortable, but that you're grounded and relaxed, especially through the hip flexors. We are going to work into the hips because Sagittarius energy is about the hips, and more importantly about the psoas muscle, which is on the front of the spine and the side, but intimately linked to our fear, flight, fight response in the sympathetic nervous system. So even when we come to sit, we really want to feel like those are not engaged, and a prop is what's going to help you find that comfort to relax. Hopefully your knees hit the floor. If they don't, prop your hips up a little bit more, so at least the knees are equal height to your hips and not muscle engaged to hold them up. Even if they're in the air, feel like you can soften and relax. Hopefully they can touch. Don't shy away from props. Props are like your best friend in the practice. What is going to help you feel supported? Okay. So we're also going to open up the hamstrings because I picked a peak pose that is going to force you into a challenge with your balance and hip flexibility and hamstring flexibility, also with a twist. So we're going to see how the mind responds to that physical challenge. Gemini and Sagittarius. For the Sagittarius full moon, the sun's in Gemini. This is how I was born. This is in my natal chart. I was born on a Sagittarius full moon. So I love this opposition. If you're a very earthy sign or personality, you might not love this. But the beautiful thing about working with astrology is that we all have the power to connect to any of the energies, regardless of our natal constitution, in order to push ourselves in the direction that we want to go. If we just stay in our default natural setting, then we are just doing more of the same. We get caught in those subconscious patterns. So regardless of what your personality is, regardless of what your elements are and your sign, you have access to this expansive fire and air combination. Think about it. When air and fire meet, it ignites even more, right? It expands broader and bigger. And that's what we're looking to do in our mindset, in our limitations, in how we have a relationship with fear, how we communicate it. Gemini is the communicator, and Sagittarius is the teacher philosopher. So they both have an intellectual way of coming about things, but they have a little bit of different personality to it. We're going to bring them together to see how we're going to meet this challenge and how this physical practice of joining mind and body can help us determine how we engage in the world and what direction we're going in. So we want to look at our perspective and our fear and the relationship we have to those things. And in the process, we'll open up our hips and hamstrings as well as our minds. So again, get comfortable, get grounded, expand the ribs broad to deepen the breath, and let that be easeful and fluid. Let's take the hands over the heart, as this practice will help us meet our challenges in life and take a leap of faith, whether that's in our home existence within the mind, or maybe it's like me and I'm moving. I have no plan of where I'm going to live next after a summer adventure. Gemini and Sagittarius want adventure in life, whether that's a new version of ourselves, a new perspective, or completely new place in life, new career, new relationship, new place to live. So we want to challenge this, again, self-inflicted limitations, find this need for adventure to expand our consciousness. And again, it doesn't have to uproot your whole life. It can happen within the confines of your existing life. But we want to tap into how magic happens when we are in this journey of truth. Gemini and Sagittarius are the truth seekers, living in truth, speaking truth, and journeying to find truth. And in this viewpoint, we are taught to push through our fear and take a leap of faith, and how that transmutes our lesson. Like if we can perceive all of our past lessons and our current reality with this perspective, then we know that even most tumultuous experience that we've had gave us maybe the biggest piece of wisdom in our life, the greatest accomplishment, the greatest, wisest piece of information in our life. And if we stay in our default, we're not really learning much. We're just familiar and comfortable. So start to tap into your heart. Breathing into this space. Gemini is about the details. Sagittarius is about the big picture. So when we look at our life lessons, we look at what we've learned so far, can we take those big and grand pieces of wisdom and apply it to the little daily things in our life, like how we respond to traffic or frustration, and all those little things that like daily life is frustrating and annoying. That's the beauty of pulling them together, Gemini and Sagittarius. Start to refine that or all of that information for your specific intention. And again, feel a heaviness to your legs, a lightness through your spine, a connection to your heart, setting your intention, or just choosing a word to channel this Sagittarius Gemini opposition for your own transformational journey. Taking a leap of faith and expanding. And then let our exhale, release the hands, open the eyes, give that away. Let's take the arms out to T. Draw the arm bones up, squeeze the shoulder blades back, then down, and then cactus the elbows. Notice what the hands and wrists are doing, and try to just make them neutral. Big breath in, hug through the midline, exhale, twist right. So I tweaked my lower back last week. I'm doing too much. Taking Gemini season a little bit too quickly, hurt my back. So pay real attention to your twist. Inhale, come back to center, exhale, left. Your head can go with you, further, back, or in line. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Take the forearms stacked on top of each other and try to keep your elbows at shoulder height. Reset. Roll the pelvis a little forward. Hug through the midline. Big breath in. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Two more like this. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Take the arms overhead, and maybe they get directly over the crown, maybe not. You can grab elbows if it feels better. Notice how far forward the ribs flared and knit them in. And then one more twist each side. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Hands to prayer at the heart. Elbows still lifted at shoulder height if you can. I'm going to flip my fingers inward. It feels really nice for my wrists. Big breath in. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Open the arms to T. Drop the right hand and stretch through the left side. You can roll the wrist, bend, and straighten the bottom elbow. Give yourself agency to move in any way, shape, or form that is really nice for the left side of your body. I suggest taking the hand behind the head and pressing back to help the neck open up, and the throat open up, and the shoulder open up. Maybe the head wants to move around. Take a big breath in where you are. Exhale, release the left hand just inside your knee. Bring the right hand just outside. Press the arms straight, find cow spine. And exhale, slide your left hand over to the right. Bring your right hand out to the side like a little flying buttress up on fingertips. And push into your right hand to heavy into your left shoulder. Hug your lower belly up and in. Deep breath here. Let the left arm lift you back up. Bring yourself back to center. Drop the left hand. And take some time here, stretching through the right. Anything goes. It doesn't have to be the same thing you did on the first side. This hip and torso, side body might need different things. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, right hand inside the knee, left hand just outside. Inhale, arms press straight, arch cow the spine. Exhale, slide right arm to the left. Left hand out like a little flying buttress. Push left hand, drop right shoulder. Breathe, hug the belly. And then walk the hands straight forward of the hips and bow down. You can be on fingertips or palms or elbows, what feels good. Keep the seat heavy onto your prop. Maybe you wiggle, sway. Maybe there's a little cow cat. Again, what feels right for you in this moment. And then breathe into the back of the body as an invitation to open up our perception into the past. Where have we walked in this body this lifetime? Where have we walked in other bodies before this lifetime? Generational karma is a thing. We came into this body with a past. It affects our current reality. Gemini and Sagittarius understand this and want to use it to help move forward and expand our consciousness. When you're ready, plant the palms down and pull yourself up into tabletop. My body sideways here. And then we'll take some cow cat. I like to tuck the toes, hands under shoulders, and drop the belly with tucked toes, lifting the chest and the tail, flattening the feet to round into cat. You might like something a little differently, but find what you like. Going back and forth. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more. Come to neutral. We're going to take the left leg and feel like I like to tuck the toes under here. Feel like your left knee is going to stay in that 90-degree bend that it's in. And we're just going to take it out to the side and down. 4 more. Inhale out. Exhale down. Only go as high as your hip wants to go. Don't overdo it. Don't force it. 1 more. Bring it down. Switch 5 times. Inhale it out. Exhale it, hover. Inhale. Try to go slow and keep the breath slow. 2 more. Bring it down, back to the left side. We're going to keep the knee bent, go out, hover. Out, back, down. 1 more. Out, back, down. Release, switch sides. Out, back, hover. Out, back, hover. 1 more. Good. Now we're going up and back, out, hover. Up, back, out, hover. 1 more. And then to the right. Up and back, out, hover. Up and back, out, hover. 1 more. Good. Keep the toes tucked under unless you absolutely hate that, and sit the hips back. Hug your belly off your thigh as you crawl forward and let your palms root, but your arms and elbows lift, heavy in your head. How that feel in the hips. Again, contemplate. Check in on the way that you speak and communicate with yourself and the way that you perceive that. And maybe flip the narrative. Or just come out of black and white thinking and describe in the gray area of things. All right, look through the hands, lift your hips. Float the knees just a little bit. My hands go really far forward. I'm going to crawl them back. Try to get your hips directly over the knees or challenge yourself and push them a little further back, keeping the knees low. Keep the shoulders down out of the neck. Hug your belly tight. 3 more breaths. Knees tap down. Right leg, left arm float forward and back. Big breath in. Exhale, crunch underneath. Inhale, front to back. Exhale, open to the side. Only as far as they want to go. Inhale, front to back. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, front to back. Keep those ribs in. Exhale, out. 1 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale and release to center. Take a breath. Keep belly toned ribs in. Right arm, left leg. Take a breath. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale. Release to table. Breath here. Just feel. Notice. All right. Low lunge, right foot forward. Grab your blocks. Come into the lunge as far as your right knee wants to go. You can see, keeping the right heel down. I'm going to crawl my left knee forward so that I can get even more lunge, feeling the stretch. Left hip flexor, right lower calf. Hug the belly, push down into the floor, and squeeze the midline. All right, bring the hips back so your left hip is directly over the knee, and bring your right foot directly under your knee, foot and your hip width apart, both hands up to the right knee. Left arm's gonna go straight up. Once it's up, pull the arm bone down, squeeze the shoulder blade back, and release your hand behind the head and push into it. We're gonna bring right forearm to the thigh, scoop the tail under, and lean to the right. You can take a block outside your right thigh if you prefer. Heavy your right shoulder. Keep pushing back. Feel that stretch, hopefully deepen and into the psoas muscle there. Keep scooping the tail under and stretching over to the right. Heel and knee pushing into the floor and squeezing toward each other. Inhale, come on up. We're going to bring hands to the blocks. Crawl the right foot forward and lunge in again, but we're going to walk the blocks back and sit really tall this time. Crawl the right foot forward so it's more stacked up vertically, knee and heel as opposed to before. And then draw the arms back and down. Maybe the elbows bend. Feel your hips are just hanging and everything is hugging through the midline. Big breath. Softly, gently pull the hips back again. And then stretch the right leg straight for our half split or Ardha Hanumanasana. Left hip is straight up on the knee. Dig the right heel down, pull the toes back, lift your right sit bone or try to tilt your pelvis forward. Then maybe we bow with a long and lifted spine. Great, come on up, pull the right foot back, step to an angle, right toes out to the side. You can be flat foot or rolled open. We're gonna lunge in, again, the knee is somewhat vertical over the foot, angled out to the right. Right hand comes in front of the foot and inside. And then we can stay straight arms. You can walk the hands back, you can come down low. You come all the way to the floor. Use your internal guide to feel what's right here for you. And then in whatever variation you have, feel heel and knee hug together, inner thigh, squeeze the midline, and then lift the chest away from the floor and pull the spine forward out of the hips, shoulder blades to the spine. Big, huge breath. Left hand's gonna go to the corner of your mat, and we're gonna twist the right arm up. You can, adjust yourself accordingly. I felt like my left knee needed to come forward. Rolling the wrist, flick the fingers, really take up a lot of space. And then option to pick up the left foot and grab it, pulling it in. Gently releasing back to center. Frame up your right foot. Tuck the left toes, float the left knee. Bring your blocks forward. Step your left foot forward. Straight legs, straight arms, straight spine. 3 breaths. Push through your big toes. Breathe through your whole body. Strengthen your quads. Keep all of this length in your spine. And exhale, bend your elbows any amount to hinge at the hip crease and not through the spine. Letting the head start to hang heavy when you let go here. And maybe shake yes and no. Press the arms straight, bend the right knee, twist the left arm out and up. And then feel your left hip move back, your left arm pull forward, and lengthen out of the heart. Stretch your hip and fingertips away. Exhale, bend the left knee, left hand to the block. Right leg goes straight. Inhale the right arm up. Right hip moves back. Right arm pulls forward. Open up your twist, hip and hand. Reach out of your ribs. And exhale back to center. Legs press straight, arms press straight. Inhale, spine straight. Keep that length. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale here. Soften the knees. Keep your flat back. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. We're going to grab the left wrist, lift, lean right. Keep the thighs pressing back, hips on the heels, and your whole body open to the front of your mat. And then twist your chest toward the floor. And twist your chest up to the sky. Inhale, center. Grab your right wrist, lift, lean left. Thighs back, tone your legs, square your body, and then twist down and twist up. Inhale back to center, soften the knees, fold with a straight spine, hands touch down, legs press straight. Inhale, spine straight, keep that. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, flat back. Sink your seat, weights in the heels, tail lifted. You can bring your forearms up on your knees. Shoulder blades in and down the back. You can drop in lower, sit the chest a little higher in this version of chair. Or maybe your arms go out to T, straight forward, or up overhead. 2 more breaths. Release the hands. Step your left foot back. Step our right foot back. Knee to the floor. And we're going to lunge in. Take your blocks wide either way. And crawl your right knee forward so your left knee can go forward without letting the heel lift. Right, so you can get front of the right hip, bottom of the left calf. And then just take the arm bones back. The torso can be low. It doesn't really have to. We're focusing on the legs here. Squeeze the midline, hug your belly. All right, slowly slide. Left knee on top of the right. Right knee underneath the hip. Both hands up to the left, or left hand to the left thigh. Foot and knee are hip width apart. And then inhale the right arm up. Pull it down into the socket. Squeeze the shoulder blade back. Release the hand behind your head and press back into it. Scoop the tail under. Lean left. I like to bring my forearm to the thigh. Your hand can be on a block. Relax your left shoulder. Focus on the scoop of your tail and the reach up from your right elbow to the left. Open up the front of the belly, front of the right thigh, hopefully into that psoas muscle. Inhale, come on up to center. Hands to the blocks. And now we're lunging in, keeping the knees somewhat more on top and sitting taller. Walk the hands back. Arms can be straight and then pull the arm bones down. Feel like you're just hanging off your arms. Elbows can bend a little bit depending on your structure and flexibility. Ribs hugged in tight. Anchor through the ground, hug through the midline. Gently, slowly, hips slide back for Ardha Hanumanasana or half splits. Right hip stacked on the knee, left leg straight and strong, spine straight. Dig the heel down to the mat. Flex those toes up. Try to lift your left sit bone, lift your tail, lengthen the spine. Maybe then we hinge with a flat back. All right, lift the spine. Pull the foot back a little bit. We're going to take left toes out to the side. Left hand comes inside the leg. You can be flat foot or rolled into the pinky edge. Find the angle that feels good. Knee is tracking the middle 3 toes. You can roll to the pinky edge or stay flat foot. You can sit tall or come low. Wherever you end up, feel your shoulder blades hug toward each other. You're pressing down into the arms and pulling the spine forward out of the hips. Breathing into the left rotators, right flexors. Deepen into the experience of the hips here. Right hand to the top corner of the mat. Twist the left arm out and up. Feel like you're taking up a lot of space. Drop the shoulders out of the neck, lift through the heart. When we understand where we've been, when we take those huge life lessons into everyday experience, we are not shaken by frustration. We're held more in a balance of the universal flow. Bend into the right knee if you want, pick up the foot, grab it. Huge breaths. Gently release back to center. Left toe straight forward, pick up the right knee, walk your blocks forward, step your right foot forward, 2 straight legs, arms and spine, big breath in, tone your quads. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, flat back. Keep it here on the exhale. Soften the knees, straight spine. Inhale all the way up to stand. Hands to prayer, into the heart. Push down into the feet. Stack your hips on your heels. Tone your legs. Tadasana, connected to the heart. Just feel yourself here in this moment. Feel the length of your body as a tall mountain. All right, step into your right foot. Arms can just open for balance. We're going to take the left knee up. Strengthening through your standing leg psoas. Push down to the floor, hug through the midline. Now, strengthen through the left psoas by squeezing your knee in tighter. If you can't get your knee higher than your hip, that's a psoas weakness. We're not going to judge it. Notice it. How did you meet it? What did you think about it? Take a hold of your left ankle. Scoop the tail. Pull the foot into your hip. You can take right hand to your hip if it feels good. Notice if you're collapsing the left hip, keep the hips level, knee in line with hip. When you scoop the tail, if you don't have enough sensation, press your foot into your hand and extend the hip back. The knee goes back, straight back. Switching sides, step down into your left foot. Right knee comes up. Bring the left thigh back, stabilizing by pushing through the floor. See if that right psoas can activate and pull the knee in tighter. Ribs stay knit in. Right, meet it, don't judge it. Low frequencies of Gemini are judgmental. Right. So notice when that shows up. Meet it with grace and compassion and flip it. We're going to take the ankle, right hip stays level, scoop the tail, and maybe extend the hip straight back. Release, step into the right foot, shake, shake, shake. Right foot takes the weight, left knee comes up to hip height. Arms anywhere, find your dristy point to keep you balanced. We're going to soften into the right knee. Huge hip circle, left leg out, back, down, and up. Go down, out, forward, and in. Step into the left. Right knee comes up, out, back, in, forward, down, out, in, forward. Step down from the front of the mat. Plant your feet. Hug through the midline. Inhale, reach out and up. Soften the knees. Exhale, fold with a straight spine. Hands hit, legs press straight. Inhale, spine straight. Keep that. Exhale, hinge and bow. Inhale, flat back, legs or arms press straight, look forward. Exhale, step to plank pose. In this high push-up, push the floor away, scoop your tail, hollow at the lower belly, big breath in. Exhale, lower knees, hips, chest, untuck the toes, take your palms one palm wider, one palm forward. Wing out your elbows, draw your arms up into your ears, squeeze your shoulder blades in, elbows come in, then pull them down, push the floor away to lift into cobra. Feel the energy of your hands pull back for the heart to pull forward. Drop the arms out of the neck. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring the hands in and back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and down. Exhale, tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees a little bit. My hands again feel too far forward. I'm going to walk them in and sit my hips back. Challenge yourself. Meet that place of resistance in this body, in this physical challenge, and then notice what comes up mentally and emotionally. Step your right foot behind your hand. Spin the left heel at the angle. Inhale the arms up and overhead into warrior one. Make your stance shorter so you can pull the right hip back and square the left hip forward and anchor through the back heel. Hug through the belly, try to lift up through the belly. Same as we did before, we're gonna keep right hand down, heavier right shoulder, left arm out and up, down into the socket, shoulder blade back, hand behind the head, press into it. Ribs knit in, pulling up through the hip bone, pushing into the right leg to lean back any amount, and then over to the right. Inhale up to center, hands clasp on the right leg, bowing over a straight right leg. I like to clasp my hands and tone the quad and push up into your hands. And then try to lift your tail and lengthen the spine, arm bones pull back. From your big toe pushing down, lift your arch, lift your kneecap, lift your sit bone. Then lift your lower belly, pull your shoulder blades in, chin in, take another breath. Bend into the right knee, hands anywhere in space for balance. Find your dristi point, lift your left heel, pull the left knee up into your chest. Big circle out, back and down, up. Big circle back, down, up, out, and around. Step in, shake, shake, shake. Step into your feet. Inhale, reach out and up. Soften your knees, exhale, fold. Legs press straight, arms are straight, spine is straight. Keep that and exhale, bow deeper. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Big breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, right into downward facing dog. We haven't gotten here yet. Give yourself a moment. Pedal it out. Bring your heel to the middle of the mat and push your hips in the direction your heel is pointing. Switch sides. Back to downward dog. From your hands, lift your armpits, heavy your head. Soften the knees, hug your ribs in, tail up. Keep that, legs press straight, heels reach back. Hovering tabletop. Maybe the hands want to walk in. Sit your hips back, 3 breaths. Left foot forward, right heel down, arms lift up, warrior one. Check in on your feet. They're not too long so that the heel is up or the hip is open. Feel left hip pull back, right hip square forward. And then anchor through the back heel, tone the back quad, pick up the hip bone, left hand to the waistline or hip, right arm out to the side and up. Draw it down, shoulder blade back, release your hand behind the head and push into it. Ribs hug in, push into your left arm, heavier left shoulder, lean back, and then to the left. Square your body forward. Focus on the left side, press through the heel, pull up through the hip, pull up through the elbow, lean back. Inhale back to center, lean forward, clasp the hands on the left thigh and press the legs straight. Tone your quad, push up into your hand. Big toe anchors down, kneecap lifts, sit bone lifts, lower belly lifts, shoulder blades pull in, chin pulls in, bow slowly left side. Then into the left knee, look forward. Hands anywhere. Find your dristi, pick up the right heel. Right knee comes up. One big circle in both directions. Step down. We're going to take our weight into the right foot. Left knee comes up, out, ankle to knee figure 4. Maybe you don't need your hands and you sit tall. Notice what happens in the left hip. Does it drop down? Pick it up. Hands can come to prayer. Lift the elbows. Maybe forearms come to the shin. Maybe we grab foot and knee and bring it up. Standing tall, straightening the right leg. Maybe we wrap around foot and elbow and pick it up. Right? My ankle did not love that, and my spine was really rounded. So this is better. You find what's better. And we'll take 3 more breaths. Hug the knee in. Step it, foot down. Shake, shake, shake. Root into the left foot. Right knee comes up. Bring it out. Ankle to knee. Sit. Just sit tall. Take this in stages. Keep flexion in your right ankle, lifting the right sit bone. Hands to prayer. Lift the elbows. Maybe lower the elbows. Grab the foot and knee. Stand tall. Maybe you get the crook of the elbow. Hands clasped. Right? But see how rounded I am to do that? This is more productive. 3 breaths. What version feels right for you? Here and now on this side. And then hug the knee in. Right foot steps down. Shake, shake, shake. Step to the front of the mat. Let's clear that with a sun C. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, soften the knees to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot back, knee to the floor. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath. Inhale, right foot forward, knee to the floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale to the floor, step forward, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, knee to the floor. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Take a breath. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, arms overhead. Exhale, frame the foot, step forward, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to prayer at the heart. Whew. All right. Step into your right foot. Draw the left knee up. Bend into the right knee. Open the arms. Open the left hip. Hinge and kick. We have our block right here. Whoops. We want it for half moon. You can come to the floor. The foot lifts higher, so the left side, shoulder to heel, is the same relationship to each other. I'm not going to lift my leg higher than I'm hinging. Big breath in. Bend the right knee, step to warrior 2. Draw the left hip down, pull it back. Hip in line with heel. Push into your right heel, lengthen up through the spine, look over your right shoulder, gazing forward. 3 breaths. I know where I've been. I know who I am. I know where I want to go. Press the right leg straight, hands to the hips. Tilt the hips to the left. Press the thighs behind you. Right hand inside the leg. Slide it down any amount. If it reaches the floor, great. If not, Press into your leg or grab a block. Keep left thigh back. I like to roll my left hip down. When the left hip rolls down, the right thigh gets pulled tighter into the socket. You get more hamstring stretch. From there, we open up a twist. If my left hip is facing down, my ribs twist away from that. Get a deeper twist as well. Firm up your legs. Lean back. Lengthen the crown out of the tail. Left arm can stay up, behind the head, straight overhead, maybe around the back. 3 breaths. Look down, bend into the right knee. Left arm's going to lift us back up. Hands to the hips. Right foot wider, left foot closer. Pivot high lunge, face forward. Step the left foot forward. Tadasana. Big breath. Step into your left foot. Arms anywhere. Right knee comes up. Open it out. Hinge forward. Find our half moon. Maybe you hover it. Maybe the block is there for you. Maybe you come down to the floor. Right shoulder to heel. One long straight line. Left knee bends, right foot steps. Warrior 2. Woo! Front heel back arch. Right hip down. Thighs back. Sit really tall. Open the arms. Open the gaze forward. Push into your left heel. Open your warrior spirit and the understanding. What is that most challenging part of this lifetime that I've had? Maybe it was your Saturn return around 39, 40, or 29, 30 years old. Right? That biggest life lesson can open us into the best situation. And that understanding will expand our perception and our ability to make every mundane task and frustration in everyday life no big deal. Taking those life lessons into everyday experience and expanding our consciousness. Left leg straight. Tack the hips to the right. Left hand inside the leg. Right hand come to the hip. Tone up the legs. Keep the thighs pushing back to slide down the left leg. Any amount. Use a block. Keep the right hip back, but it might roll down, sucking this left thigh in tighter. What does the right arm want to do as you twist open from that hip position? I'm going to go around the back. You lean back a bit. Keep pushing right hip back. Left thigh up into the socket, ribs to spine. 2 more slow, deep breaths. Look down, bend into the left knee, right arm pulls us back up. Hands to the hips, left foot wide, right foot in. Pivot to face forward. Step forward, shake, shake, shake. Right, here we go. This is like a made-up pose, combining a whole bunch of things we've already done. I want you to move into it slowly, step by step. I don't want you to jump ahead. I want you to pay attention to each physical piece and how it makes you feel and what thoughts arise. And then notice what's right for you, not what you want to do. What feels right and good, not what we want in our mind. We want to really focus on the mindset. And we also want to, look into our innate tendency. Do you push too much or not enough? Do you find that healthy push boundary often because you're familiar in doing that? Or, are you either end of the spectrum? And just try to have fun with it. Let this peak pose be an adventure, right? But don't let that adventure be detrimental in either thought or body. Okay, so we're going to just start slowly. Step into your right foot and draw the left knee up. Bring the foot up into your right hand and maybe the knee down. Okay. Bend into your right knee and maybe we just come down to figure 4. Or let's do that now, okay? We're going to get the foot into the elbow and the hands to prayer at the heart. Now, press your right leg straight and twist your left knee up to the sky. Woo. Right, so my spine is not happy today. If we keep the foot and the elbow and the hands to prayer at the heart and then twist up, but we're hinged 90 degrees in the right hip. So if you see the side view, right, keep your gaze fixated. This knee is going to twist up. Right, third time it hit. First time didn't go so well. Right, try it and then release it. Once you come out, just sway side to side. Let it go. Maybe you hug yourself. Right? These are all ways of calming our nervous system. Right? You can tap your opposite shoulder. Let that go. Doesn't matter. What matters is how we think about it and how we observe our thoughts. Now let's try other side. Start slow. Stay in a place you want to go. The side might need different things and require different things. Step into your left foot. Just hug the right knee up first. Grab the right foot. Pull it up to the left. Bend your left knee. Bring it down to figure four. Get the foot in the crook of the elbow. Hands to prayer. My elbow's not wrapped around my knee. It's in front of it. We're going to lift. Left leg gets straight. Right knee twists up. Here's the side view. No big deal. If it is a big deal, the way you think about it doesn't have to be a big deal, right? Perception, mindset, let it all go. It's just a shape. How do you feel about it? Let that go. My daughter just came home. So I'm filming, just so you know. All right, come back to center. We're going to take our 2 blocks, or 1 if you want. I'm taking 2 blocks stacked on their lowest setting. But you might take 1 on its highest, or 1 on its lowest. Feet wide, toes angled out, sit bones down on the block, arms up on the knees. Not inside, just up on top. Sit tall. Take this nice restorative yogi squat and just take some slower breaths. Deepen into this experience. Notice the weight of your sit bones. Are they equal? Are they grounded on the block in the same place? I ask that because mine aren't. One is on the front, the other one's on the back. My sit bones aren't equal to each other, which makes life a whole lot more fun when your hips are off. But feel your own way. Give a little push into the floor. Lift up through your spine. Relax your arms, relax your jaw. And then start to relax the breath. One more. From whatever your block position is, can you go 1 lower? Taking my top block out and then flipping my 1 block up. Wherever your block was, can you just go a little bit lower? Not too much lower. 3 breaths. One more. All right. Either off the block altogether. My feet are going to come in for that. I'm just going to lower it. And we're going to come down, elbows inside the knees, press them into each other. Maybe your feet want to move. My feet want to be a little closer to my block. And press knees and elbows together. Sit really tall. Big breath. Right hand slides down to the floor. Get your shoulder lower, but keep squeezing together so the chest isn't collapsed here. Really rolled open. And then hug the belly and twist the left arm out. Try to reach it back. Maybe it goes up. My spine's a little bit tweaked today, so twisting doesn't feel great. You can wrap your left arm around the back. You can bind around your right knee. That feels appropriate to you. Big, huge breath. Soften out of that. Bring your left arm, shoulder down inside the knee. Press them into each other, fingertips to the floor, arm bone back. Belly to spine, right arm twist out. And then find what's right on this side. And go over ear, around the back, maybe bind the left knee. One more big breath. We're going to let the right arm come down. Open palms to the sky. Crawl your feet forward. Squeeze your knees in. Let the spine round. The head hang heavy. Deepen into the spinal stretch. Deepen your breath into the back of your lungs. Deepen your mind's contemplation into the past. Fingertips to the floor. Sit up a bit, any way best for you to get onto your back. Have a block close by. Knees bent. I like a block on either side of the mat for what we're doing next. You might want it, but just come onto your back, feet on the floor. Find your natural curves. The neck has some space. The lower back has some space. Shoulder blades flat under the heart. Just receive neutral spine and a nice deep breath. Hug into your belly, roll the pelvis forward, and take the block on its middle setting under the hips. Unless you want to hold your hips up in bridge, you could do that, or being supported bridge. Once you're up, feel your shoulder blades get tighter to the spine, your arm bones more under the upper ribs. And then feel even on the block, we can make this very expressive and expansive. Pubic bone rolls forward and down. Ribs lift up and pull back. So we're creating more space between hip bones and bottom ribs. And then soften your upper a little bit. Keep your feet anchored. Press your head down into the mat gently. Take some deep breaths. Push into the feet, lift off your block. You can pause and hold as long as you want. We're going to flip the block to its lowest setting. And then exhale down onto the lowest setting. Feel like your sacrum is nice and flat. One leg stretches straight, heel to the mat. Let the toes roll open. If lower back is good, the second leg goes forward, heel on the mat, toes roll open. Make sure your lower back feels okay here. If not, you can keep your heels down, but stretch your toes straight up, inward spiral the thighs. That should help the lower back. If you don't feel enough, you can bring your feet back in and bring the block higher. I know my back's not going to love that today. Maybe the arms can wiggle a little bit more underneath. And again, we can roll the pubic bone forward and pull the rib cage back. Hug into your belly, roll the toes to face the sky, slide one heel in then the other, lift off the block, come all the way down onto the ground. And then we have one block on either side. And we're going to bring your left leg long on the mat, scoot your hips to the right, draw the right knee up, and your right shin is going to go onto that block. So that keeps the knee at hip height. Feel like you can twist and reach your right arm anywhere. Again, my twist on this side doesn't feel great. I'm just gonna poke around in my lower back. But maybe you can anchor your right shoulder, your palm roll open. It can be near the hip, out to T, cactus, or overhead. Left hand can anchor the right knee. Feel the arch of your lower back and a gentle hug to the midline. Hug into the belly, right foot back to the mat. Left foot comes in. Square the hips, walk your feet wide, angle the toes in, let the knees come in together. And again, neutral spine, deep, slow breaths. Just receive, feel, be present. Right leg long on the mat. Left foot steps down, scoot your hips left, left knee up, roll it to the block. You can hold it in place. Adjust your spine to wrap the left arm out, open palm anywhere on the mat. Deep breaths. Arch your lower back, gently hug the thighs together. Hug into your belly, left foot back to the mat, right foot comes in, hips back to center. This time, feet together, knees wide, and you have both blocks right there for the thighs if you want that. I'm not really loving that. I'm just going to let mine go open. Maybe they bounce a little bit or sway a little bit. Give yourself a moment of, again, neutral spinal curves, feet together, knees wide. Nice deep breaths. Feel the vulnerability of the shape. Meet any little restriction or resistance. Right, Taurus season taught us we have all the tools we need. Gemini season is going to teach us to challenge our mindset. And the Sagittarius full moon is going to expand toward the direction that we want to move. Move your feet back to the mat. One knee in and the other. Maybe you rock side to side. It can be really nice to bring your arms straight, hands on the kneecaps, and draw circles. Feel like you can get into what you need to expand your practice and your Shavasana. What's going to make Shavasana that much better? And maybe you don't land in Shavasana and you stay feet wide, knees together. Start to think about that final destination and move into it. If you want some props, give yourself what you need. Keep some space between your lower back and the floor, neutral spinal curves. Try to maintain open palms to receive another expansive energy. And as you settle in, I like to kind of wiggle hips and shoulders just to break up stagnation and resistance, and then just let that settle to stillness, drop in. And see if you can let go breath by breath. Draw your awareness back into your body and expand the rib cage wide. Deepen the breath. Awaken with movements of fingers and toes. Make a fist, roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Draw the legs together. Arch your back as you inhale your arms overhead. I like to point my toes and grab one hand. And pull a little bit side to side. Bring the feet to the mat. Swoop the tail under. Flatten the lower back. Hug the knees in. Rock side to side. And we'll roll to the side, slowly coming back to a comfortable seat. No rush to get there. Prop up your hips when you do. Sitting comfortably tall and effortlessly grounded. Okay. Roll the shoulders up, backing down. Let's take hands to prayer at the heart this time. And allow yourself a little inventory. Take inventory. My goodness. Notice how you feel now. What's present? What's gone? What's new? Taking this inventory gives you the experience and the understanding of how much power you have to create change in your body, in your mind, in your life. Draw the thumbs up to your forehead. Trust your inner guidance. Take a big breath, lifting that to the divine above you. And then exhale into the heart, the divine within you. Loka samasta sakinu bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may our thoughts, words, and actions be in line with creating it. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, friends. I hope you enjoy this Sagittarius Gemini opposition as much as I do. And if you don't, use it to your benefit. Much love.